Good morning and welcome to the 2021 installation of officers and directors of the Delaware Association of Realtors. I'm Chief Executive Officer Wesley Stefanik. It's been a year of compromises and constraints, and the unusual and unique, and that pretty much sums up our event here today. Given the constraints of COVID-19, we have made compromises that have led to some unique choices for this installation ceremony. We have a couple of segments that we hope that will make it a little more personal and provide some insight that you might not gain otherwise in person. We'll start with the leader that has taken DAR through the past 18 months of unprecedented change. Some members of our extended family shared their thoughts on the presidency of Bo Zebley.
Dedicated, energetic, generous, that's Bo. What a year you have had. You really stepped up in so many ways. You served as DAR president and 3/4, not just one. You started your year a year early. You were the ad hoc CEO for the association while leading a search for Wes. Great job. Your advocacy efforts at the State House were unrelenting, time-consuming, and so successful. And somehow, you managed to find the time to pass a broker class and help each one of us in our class. We did have fun, didn't we? Bo, you're an exemplary leader and a good friend to so many. Well done. Thank you. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Carl Wallig. I've had the honor of being the president of the Newcastle Board of Realtors. Bo, thank you very much for what you've given wholeheartedly for the last couple of years to the Board of Realtors, to the Delaware Association. We couldn't have done it without you. You did a superlative job, and I truly am just amazingly grateful for what you've done to keep us all together. You did it with grace. Well done. I have changed my phone number, and you won't get it. No.
Cheryl Myers, and I'm the owner of Amerispec Inspection Services. I've known Bo Zebley for over 20 years and have watched him grow as a person and become an excellent and ethical realtor. Bo stepped up early to the position of president, and he's led with enthusiasm during his tenure, was and is communicative and always caring. He commands an attitude to get things done properly, and I am proud to have served with him on DAR for many years, also in the real estate community, and I'm proud to call him my friend. Love you, Bo.
You know, since I've gotten to know Bo, I found him to be a very kind and smart and generous guy. And it was really very meaningful to me as a new board member in 2019 to see what real leadership looked like when he took over as president.
It took a great deal of effort on everyone's part, but we managed to make Bo look pretty darn good, I believe. Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook CEO, said, "True leadership stems from individuality that is honest and sometimes imperfectly expressed. Leaders should strive for authenticity over perfection." That's Bo. We started the year with a grand agenda and very high hopes, and we got a curveball in March that might have dispirited lesser leaders. But Bo rose to the challenge, or challenges, as there were many challenges this year. Bo must have awoken every morning and sprayed a can of Stickum on his hands because he never dropped the ball. Bo's leadership has appeared at the exact moment in time we needed it most. His example should inspire our future leaders, from local committee chairs on up to DAR executive committee members. Bo has set a high bar, and scratching our heads aside, the DAR team and the DAR membership is the better for it. In wishing the best of luck to our dedicated incoming leadership team for the upcoming year and years ahead, I thank Bo and applaud him for a great job over the last 18 months. And I send Bo best wishes for success in his future endeavors. Please all have both a healthy and a safe and a prosperous new year.
Good afternoon, and thank you for attending our 2021 DAR virtual installation. Before I get into my remarks, I need to thank our 2021 President, Mia Birch, for being flexible and understanding the need for this to be a virtual event. As I was preparing these remarks, I could not help but reflect on my leadership journey. It was late in 2016. I remember being excited, humbled, anxious, and about to become the KCAR president-elect. I had a good 2017 serving on every committee and learning from my friend, mentor, and 2017 President, Phil McGinnis. The most important lessons I learned that year was the necessity for consensus, teamwork, and transparency. It was also a year I became a DAR director. 2018 arrived quicker than expected, and I was now the KCAR president. It was early 2018 when DAR President Byard Williams took the 3 local presidents to lunch. He asked us each what our vision was for 2018. I said I would have to create a statewide lockbox reciprocity agreement. That seemed like a big goal to Byard, but I was determined to make it happen. We had an agreement in July between SCORE and KCAR, with just needing Newcastle County Board to agree. And in early spring of 2019, KCAR President Maggie Haas and Newcastle County Board of Realtors President Kimberly Davis, along with their boards of directors, had finalized the partial reciprocity agreement. I'm getting ahead of myself, and I need to go back to the late summer 2017. Then President Bruce Plummer asked me to chair the Teams and Advertising Task Force. This was not an easy undertaking, but again, through the task force hard work, we were able to draft what has become the new direct Teams and Advertising regulations. It was during this process in early 2018 where I was approached again by Bruce, and I had asked him to support me for a DAR director position. His reply shocked me when he said he wanted to see me as DAR president-elect. I was apprehensive and frankly not very sure I had what it took to be DAR president. I decided to apply and was chosen by the nominating committee and voted in by our members to be the 2019 DAR president-elect. From September to late November, I was really looking forward to being DAR president-elect. Events occurred in December 2018 through mid-2019, which tested not only myself, but the entire DAR board. For those that know me well, I am my biggest critic. I knew I would be the first KCAR member as DAR president in 8 years, and only one of 14 DAR presidents who have come out of Kent County. Sadly, I had also heard the quiet whispers of those questioning if I was up to the task and the phrase, "he's not ready for prime time." It stuck in my head. I began to doubt myself, but pressed on doing the work as DAR president-elect. Everything changed in that June board meeting. I went into the meeting as president-elect, and when I left the room, I was DAR president and acting CEO. I would be lying if I said I didn't leave that meeting in complete shock. I was very fortunate to have a board and legal counsel that fully supported me in very challenging times. I also need to thank the DAR staff. By mid-July, that was Sarah L. Alamy, our previous GAD, and our communications director, Sharon Blair. Sharon welcomed me and stepped up by guiding me through many challenges, including hosting our annual convention, which was 3 short months away. Her knowledge and support were one of the keys to my success. The second person I need to thank is Matt Lafferty. Matt at the time was the KCAR CEO. I relied heavily on him after assisting me with day-to-day operations of DAR. I decided to hire Matt at DAR, and thankfully he agreed to accept the position. Late 2019, I interviewed several potential DAR CEO candidates while in San Francisco for NAR's annual convention. The CEO PAG narrowed the field, and in January, they unanimously chose to hire Wesley Stefanik. I was by far the happiest person in the room when Wes was hired. My role shifted back to just being the 2020 DAR president. After everything we had been through in 2019, I thought 2020 would be a breeze. Boy, was I wrong. Wes started February 1st, and after a successful realtor plunge on March 13th, the next day, everyone's world changed. The amount of stress that the global pandemic placed on everyone was unimaginable. The thing I'm most proud of in 2020 was how leaders of both the locals and DAR came together to tackle virus-related issues while advocating for our clients and members. We were faced with many challenges, including making real estate as safe as possible. Andy Taylor, as well as our lobbyists, Brian McGlinchey and Scott Kidner, were invaluable working with the governor and his administration to keep us all working and doing so safely. The majority of my days and nights this year were spent emailing, texting, and talking to Andy and Wes on the phone. Quick comment about Andy. He is a true asset to DAR and Delaware. Andy is a good, fair, and honest man, as well as a great attorney, whose advice is sought by many in our industry and his peers. His counsel guided me through some of my hardest days as president-elect and president. With that being said, I have enjoyed this journey, and I'm finally ready to assume the best role on any board as the immediate past president. This award is given for outstanding service to both DAR and the president. This year's recipient has dedicated a good portion of his adult life to our industry. He has served at the local, state, and national levels. He is the only realtor from Delaware who is in the NAR RPAC Hall of Fame. He has selflessly fought for our industry over many years, sometimes in the basement of Legislative Hall well after midnight, as well as many other locations, including the mayor's office or in front of city council. I have attended countless fundraisers, events, meetings, and strategy sessions, and can attest to his passion for realtors. The only complaint I get from him is, why do I have to pay for lock boxes when I don't use them? The good news for him is next year he will reach emeritus status and won't have to worry about those pesky lockbox fees. His contributions and accomplishments are many, but few matter more to him than identifying talent and growing the leadership tree. He's responsible for helping me to become the leader I am today. I was not the only one to benefit from his guidance. There are countless others who would echo this sentiment. No matter what others tried to do to him, he just kept serving KCAR, DAR, and NAR. It was that level of commitment and perseverance which helped guide me through the dark moments of my leadership journey. I tried to craft this in such a way to not tip off who the awardee is, but that is impossible once you start listing some of his accomplishments. So without any further comment, I proudly give the President's Award to my mentor, Phil McGinnis. It is time to pass the gavel and leave you in good hands with Mia. Mia is a strong and passionate leader. She gives back to her community and cares very deeply for DAR and its members. Mia, I wish you all the best of luck and look forward to working with you in 2021.
Thank you, Bo. It has been an absolute pleasure working with you over the last year, and I look forward to working with you for years to come, especially in your new role as immediate past president on the board of directors. Our 2021 president from Newcastle County, Mia Birch, will be stepping into a role at a time when planning is hard, communication is critical, and the future uncertain. However, family and friends and colleagues are sure she is up to the task. Let's find out a little bit more about Mia behind the scenes.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work at JP Morgan. I'm the son of Mia Birch.
I'm Megan Birch, and I'm Mia Birch's daughter.
I am Paul Birch. I am Mia Birch's husband, and I'm also a realtor on her team.
Well, first of all, I think in general, her work ethic kind of just speaks for itself. And then it's but she's always told me she's just actions speak louder than words.
Choose good friends. Who you surround yourself with is going to be who you are.
She grew up in South Korea, born and raised, and of course, it's not a third world country now, but at the time she lived there, it was definitely transitioning. It was making that transition. So she grew up really in poverty, shared outhouse, community outhouse, so to speak, and no indoor plumbing. Not a joke, not an exaggeration. When she got to this country, she never looked at that as a barrier. She never said, I was raised this way, so I've got to be this way. She wanted to overcome everything.
So I think the hard part a lot of the times is putting in the work. It's easy to say this and, what sounds right and everything, but she's always showed me that, don't beat around the bush. If you say something, that's what you have to do. You really have to follow through, and she's been the exemplary role model for that, because she just does work so hard. And when she says she's going to do something, she definitely gets it done. So and maybe it sounds a little too easy, but helping people in general. She goes out of her way to help anyone that asks for it, even though she's being stretched and thin and helping a million people. If one person asks her one more thing, she'll drop everything and she'll do it. She'll drive anywhere, even little things like, oh, you need a ride to the airport? Done. She's passionate about everything she does. I think that the things that stick out to me most, one, family. She just loves, when the whole family's together, she's, I think, the happiest. But also, I think what jumps out at me is just helping people and serving. She has such a serving mentality of she'll drop everything and be available all hours of the day to help.
My name is RT Christopher. I am the managing broker for Mia Birch in the Greenville office at Long & Foster.
Hi, my name is Allison Stein, and I'm with Long & Foster Real Estate in Greenville and Northrop Realty. I don't mean to brag, but Mia and I are best friends.
I'm Vicki Lawson. I've known Mia since 2013. And since then, I've been Mia's best friend.
Hello, my name's Julie Spagnolo. We are definitely best friends.
One word to describe Mia would be passionate.
One word to describe Mia would be professional.
One word I would use to describe Mia is very giving. She gives to the community, as I mentioned before, organizing the lunches. She gives to the church, teaching Sunday school. And she gives back to the real estate community by volunteering in almost every committee she is asked to volunteer in, and she gives it her all, 100% all the time.
one of the most impressive things that you can't read on a resume, with all of the professional accomplishments that Mia has, and there are many of those, she seems to maintain a very, very healthy work-life balance.
Our thanks to everyone who contributed to those videos. Next, it is time to pass the gavel. The oath of office is administered to Mia by Mia's broker, R.T. Christopher.
Mia, with the acceptance of the gavel, you also assume the duties and responsibilities of the office of the president for which you were elected. As you know, Realtor leadership is a team effort, and we are extremely excited that you will guide the 2021 leadership team in the coming year. Your acceptance of this position is especially important during the challenging times that face our state and our nation. We know that you will uphold the highest standards of the Code of Ethics, and that you will carry on the traditions established by those that have come before you. Mia, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly and sincerely affirm to uphold the bylaws and policies of the Delaware Association of Realtors and the National Association of Realtors, to adhere to the laws and regulations of the Delaware Real Estate Commission, and to lead the organization in a way that will safeguard the profession, act in the best interest of this association, its members, and the communities we serve, setting aside any personal gain you may realize? If you so affirm, please say, "I will."
I will.
You may lower your hand. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me as installing officer, I declare you officially installed as the 2021 President of the Delaware Association of Realtors. Mia, congratulations. I wish you tremendous success in the coming year.
I'd like to take a moment to thank the past President, Bo Zebley, members of the Board of Directors, legal counsel Andy Taylor, and the staff for their tremendous leadership and hard work this past year. We weathered many challenges, including the change of CEO and the pandemic. Despite those challenges, determined leadership and swift, focused responses made our organization stronger and our profession protected. A formula I truly believe in comes to mind. Event plus response equals outcome. E plus R equals O. The livelihood of our members was not stalled or jeopardized, as was the case in some areas of the country. For that, we must all be grateful. For those who do not know me, let me give you a brief background. I came to this country with $200 in my pocket. Like most immigrants, I had a suitcase full of hopes and dreams, and the attitude that nothing is impossible and sky's the limit attitude. I considered no challenge too big or too difficult because I knew hard work always pays off. After all, it is the American dream, and I never doubted the possibility. Fast forward to 2008. I entered the real estate business when the housing market crashed. Yes, what great timing. I'm living proof that hard work, determination can deliver a plentiful harvest despite events or challenges. When someone says something is too hard, or will be problematic, or impossible, or this is how things have always been done, I say challenge accepted. Those who serve with me at the Newcastle County Board of Realtors and Delaware Association of Realtors know I believe we can always do a little better, and that I do not like wasting time. I have a pragmatic nature and respect for both my time and that of others. With that, I pledge that meetings of the Board of Directors will run efficiently and effectively. We have chosen esteemed industry leaders to serve as officers, directors, committee chairs, and committee members. I greatly respect their professionalism, skills, experience, and time. Therefore, I ask all members of the board to prepare well prior to meetings and to allow the committee to do the work. If you do, you'll have more time to devote to your business. It's a win-win strategy. My goal for this year is, and always has been, to do better than yesterday, last week, last month, and last year. Being the best is good, but can sometimes make you complacent. The desire to be better means you will continue to improve and adapt. With so many disruptors in our lives and industry, we must be vigilant and fight to be better at serving our members, our clients, and our industry. First, I will work with committees and staff to focus on redefining the value-added approach that will ensure that funds, time, and effort are well spent. I believe equipping our members with knowledge, education, and information beats any challenges and disruptions to success. I'm already working on offerings that will elevate our professionalism and have created a new professional development committee to work providing designation, certification, and education of our members. A new DAR brand and website are in the works. We also have plans for a Current Issues podcast, Young Professionals Network, YPN, and citation policy. Helping and encouraging members to get involved in our association and better equipping them as realtors will have lasting impact on our industry. Second, we must have a seat at the table on any issues related to real estate and advocate our position on those issues with one voice. We must constantly strive to strengthen our relationship with local, county, and state public officials, housing agencies and economic developers, consumers, and community members. We must work closely with our local boards, government affairs staff, lobbyists, and committees to be the voice of the Delaware realtor community. Your involvement is critical to the success of those efforts. Your participation as a state political coordinator, SPC, and your contribution to the Realtor Political Action Committee, RPAC, can help to ensure we are successful. Third is a ramp up of our community involvement. Two things I have set forth are an affordable housing program and a nonprofit task force to identify charitable involvement. We must get involved in the communities we serve. Luke 12:48 says, "To whom much is given, much will be required." We are truly blessed. Let's give back where we serve. One of my favorite quotes is from the address of President John F. Kennedy on September 12, 1962, at Rice University on the nation's space effort. He said, I quote, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. If we can put a man on the moon, our goals and objectives at DAR should be a piece of cake. Let's all strive to be better at responding to any obstacles in our path. Working together, we will not only strengthen our realtor community, but also have lasting impact on those we serve. Thank you in advance to officers, directors, committee chairs, committee members, and staff for your time, dedication, and talent in 2021. I am truly blessed and honored to work with you this year. Last but not least, thank you to my husband, Paul, who is my #1 supporter and my rock. Thank you all.
I look forward to working with President Mia Birch over the next year, and I know the board of directors and the staff does as well. 2021 DAR President Mia Birch will be supported in her leadership role by a capable team. They will take an oath of service now, administered by President Mia.
You are all setting forth on a journey that will include unique opportunities to broaden your service, build relationships, and demonstrate the highest ideals of our profession. As officers and directors of the Delaware Association of Realtors, this is your opportunity to contribute to the profession, the welfare of your members, and the protection of the public you serve. If you are prepared for these duties, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly and sincerely promise that you will administer your office in the Delaware Association of Realtors to the best of your ability and judgment? That you will act in conformity with the Constitution and bylaws of the Delaware Association and National Association? That you will observe and enforce the Realtor Code of Ethics? That you will uphold and support the Division of Professional Regulation? That your decisions and actions will be governed by the principle of honesty, justice, and fair play, and in every manner possible endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of our state, the highest purposes of the Delaware Association of the Realtors, and the welfare of its membership and the communities we serve, setting aside any personal gain you may realize. If you so subscribe, please say, I will.
I will.
By virtue of authority conferred upon me as installing officer, I now declare you to be 2021 officers and directors of the Delaware Association of Realtors. Congratulations on earning your post and trust of your fellow realtors, and best wishes for an outstanding year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our 2021 officers and directors. The DAR staff and I look forward to working with all of you to advance the Delaware Association of Realtors and help protect and grow the businesses of our 4,000 members. This concludes our 2021 installation of officers and directors. Best wishes to all of you in the new year. Stay happy and healthy.